15 seconds, stand by opening titles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Roll
5, 4, 3, 2,
Max.
1. Voice in 3, 2, 1.
Haven't got sound.
Cecil Corridor will be wild. Tonight on Metro News.
Q Mal.
Lines are lengthening at Christchurch food banks.
Q Emily.
We visit a group of women
Return.
doing their bit for babies.
Q Mal.
And our very own judo couple take to the
With
mat
30 seconds
ahead of
to
the
Luca.
Commonwealth
5,
Games.
Push audio.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Q.
Tama whanau Putitahi.
Takes up.
Welcome to Metro
Ready,
News,
30.
a program brought to you by the students of the New Zealand
Who is it?
Broadcasting School.
Q cut.
As living
Stand by
expenses
line
rise across
three,
the country,
A4.
Ready,
more
boxes.
people are fighting to stay afloat.
Stand by Luca.
Kairos Food and Rescue is one of many organisations helping and says demand for basic grocery items is growing.
Cut.
Luca Foreman is covering
Cue
the story
Luca.
and joins us now.
Ready, live.
Luca.
Cut.
The Consumer Price
Last words,
Index,
more
which
important
measures the
than ever.
cost
Stand
of
by VTA
household
F5.
goods, shows that prices have risen
Lose
up
it.
to 7%
Ready,
since this time last year. The COVID pandemic and Ukraine situation have been described as a perfect storm for inflation. And all this means that more people need assistance to get by. So food banks and free stores are more important than ever.
Roll and take.
The speech
The
is 1
increased
minute
cost of
36
everyday
seconds.
goods has meant low-income families are feeling
Coming to
the
live
pinch.
after
We're
this.
seeing over 100 people most nights, which is up on numbers we usually see. It's just, I think the cost of living, dare I say it, is having a massive impact.
The aim of the rescue is to put excess food from supermarkets and cafes into the hands of those who need it. They also want to foster a relationship with their
Executive Store
community.
Manager.
So we talk about the food as a tool
Cool,
to
just
reach
reminding
people. We're talking about getting them a
you
hand up
for
rather
Mel
than
to
a
take her
hand
cue
out.
One
of
example is
Lucas' last
David,
words,
who was
which
set up with a
Monday to
haircut
look
and
at
shave.
community.
People look at me as a person who's actually worth
1 minute
talking to.
live cross.
For others, the food
We are
means
1
they can
minute
afford
back
to
to
spend
you now,
more on
Luca.
their children.
One lady we asked a while ago, why do you come? And she said for her, the difference is coming is her kids get to be able to do school trips, presents, Christmas, birthdays, that sort of thing, and that's a massive impact for her.
A new laundry van service has just opened up here too. They'll clean and dry your clothes, and you can clean yourself up in the shower.
You don't have to do a lot to help people. You know, a lot of washing, a shower can really go
30
a long
seconds
way.
to live cross.
Over at the City Mission,
30
they're
seconds
also
to you now,
experiencing more
Luca.
demand.
Against April last year, we've got an increase of 73%. And if you kind of average it out, it's about a 60-65% increase across the board.
Becoming cold weather may also make the problem
15
worse.
seconds last
Winter's
words.
always
Positive
tougher because of
future.
power.
Ready, live. Stand by,
power
Luca.
is our major
10,
contributor to
9,
food demand
8,
throughout the year.
7,
And the end goal of their food bank,
6,
Not to have a
5,
food bank
4,
would be our
3,
ideal goal.
Q
an optimistic
Luca.
hope for the
1.
future.
Cut.
Now, both of these organisations
Stand by
are
studio.
expanding.
Ready,
Kairos
one.
currently operates out of a car park, but they're wanting to move into a
Cutting
permanent
after
building
things.
later this year.
Last words,
The
mind
City
to their
Mission are building
community.
a social supermarket where people can choose what type of food they want rather than having to take the food that the food bank gives out. They say this will provide dignity and mana to their community.
Thanks, Luca.
Cut.
In just a few weeks, tourists from Singapore will start
Stand by.
arriving in Christchurch as the
BTA
borders
88.
reopen. Daily
Ready,
flights will resume and up to 350 people a day are expected. As I found out, those working in tourism and hospitality can't wait.
Roll and take.
The speech is 1 minute 39
The sound
seconds.
of
Coming to
international
Canterbury after
footsteps. Their arrival,
Thanks, Luca,
music
that
to
was
the
great.
ears of the tourism industry. From late June, Singapore Airlines will increase services into Christchurch, with daily flights restarting.
All the visitors that come through Christchurch are feeding the whole South Island, so the good news in that is we'll be starting to spread our visitors onto the west coast, up to the top of the south, all the way down to Queenstown. So everyone benefits from us having passengers come through the terminal.
The increase of foot traffic will help benefit the city's economy, with people coming in from Singapore eager to try new things at our
1
local
minute to studio,
cafes,
stand by
restaurants
A9.
and bars.
Well, it's been a long couple of years, a pretty tough couple of years for everybody in the visitor industry, and so getting it restarted again is fantastic.
New Regent Street is almost a century old and continues to be a hotspot for international visitors. Art Deco style buildings line the street, providing endless options of unique dining, a popular choice for many tourists. Rollicken's been around for years, known for its selection
30
of
seconds to studio,
gelato
stand by
and
A9.
desserts.
It's exciting when new people come and they get to see it for the first time. And it'll be so nice to see those reactions again and get that excitement.
Business owners are awaiting the influx of customers.
15 seconds.
Yeah,
last
we're
words.
really
Lani
hoping it
wants to
picks
make
up
sure
and
news.
there's some
Ready,
hustle and bustle and we're just
10,
jam-packed.
9,
Those on the flights
8,
from Singapore
7,
will be entering the
6,
city
5,
with open
4,
arms.
3,
Melania
2,
Watson, Metro News.
Q Cup.
Residents in the small township of Birdlands
Ready,
Flat are divided about what to do about light pollution. They want their night sky back.
Stand
But
by
as Jordan
BTA
Dunn
18.
reports, they're unsure what the answer is.
Roll and take.
This
It's
video
a
is on
quaint little
54
town by the
seconds.
beach,
Coming to
but its
Camera Free
greatest asset is being outshined.
And I definitely see a lot more stars with the street lights definitely turned off.
You see the Milky Way and you see all the stars, and you have this feeling of an open space until you look to the north.
A few years ago, locals were worried about light pollution, so the council asked residents what they wanted.
The City Council's head of transport says the results of the survey suggested they go ahead with the trial. Now, after 3 months of no street lighting at all, they've installed 3 of these amber LEDs. The idea? Bright, but not outshining the stars.
But the community is still divided.
I like them. I wouldn't like lights myself everywhere.
Yeah, I prefer to see no lights at all.
I want lights,
1 minute to
but I
studio.
don't want
Stand by A11.
all the lights.
One local says the natural environment is special.
Anytime I had a personal problem, I always wound up here on the beach.
She's adamant the lights should go.
Most of us that came here to get away from the norm. They all like the darkness, and they all like not having the flashiest homes or caring much about what our neighbors do. Well, that's my version of it.
A number of locals aren't even sure why the trial is needed.
The majority said no street lights, and now they're trialling them anyway.
Some have come up with a compromise.
Let's have lights, but okay, we'll switch them off at 11. So 11 o'clock at night, all the lights are
15
switched
seconds.
off.
Last
That
word.
means
Jordan
it's
Dunn,
a dark
News.
spot.
Ready,
Another
3,
survey in a couple months
10,
will decide the fate
9,
of the lights.
8,
The locals
7,
will choose if
6,
they want them to stay
5,
on
4,
or switch off.
3,
Jordan Dunn, Metro News.
Q Cup.
Some will be asking who let the dogs out this Saturday. The Barbary
Ready
is
to.
hosting a greyhound adoption day tomorrow. They're rehoming retired racing dogs and answering questions about the breed. If you want to go along, you need to register
Cup.
first.
Q Cup.
stand by
Now, a happy
BTA
yarn
A13.
about a group of
Ready,
women
A.
helping premature babies. They gather at Knitworld every month, and as Ruby Turnbull discovers, they produce blankets and tiny clothes, all of them made of wool.
Roll and take.
This video is 1 minute
needles
41
are out
seconds.
in yarns
Coming
of
to 3 after
threading
this.
as generous ladies knit for babies.
So tonight we've got our once a month charity knitters group in the store.
I've been coming since it started up as knitting at night for the midwives.
We were just working it out. I think it's 3 years that they started it. 4 years. Is it 4 years? No, 4 years. Well, there you are.
Hospitals and midwives are crying out for knitted goods, making these events so important.
People who have had a preemie baby will tell you how hard it is to find something to buy in the shops. Few and far between.
Woolen goodies are essential for small babies.
The thing about a baby is it can't regulate its own temperature. So wool breathes naturally and it wicks moisture away as well. So something, for instance, like a polar fleece blanket, you have to understand that it's like wrapping your baby in glad wrap.
Well, all babies deserve a good start in life, and so that was my immediate impulse.
An awful lot of the young ones don't knit. And a lot of
30 seconds till studio. Stand by
Knitworld also
A14.
run a separate charity for the first 6 months of the year throughout their 9 stores over New Zealand. This year it's for Kiwi Family Trust and the Nest Collective.
We're aiming for 5,000 items this
15
year.
seconds.
So
Last
that's
words. Ruby Turnbull, Metro
little
News.
parties,
Ready, 3,
socks, hats,
10,
mainly blankets.
9,
Knitworld
8,
hopes events like
7,
these mean there'll be
6,
enough woolly
5,
blankets to go
4,
around.
3,
Ruby Turnbull,
2,
Metro
1.
News.
Q Cup.
The message from vegans is clear.
Ready,
Put
A.
down the steak knife and look for plant-based alternatives. As Southia Method Village finds out, the trend is growing to Christchurch, and this is just the beginning.
Roll and take.
This VTV is running at 39 seconds.
Down south.
Coming to
with
lineup.
business booming at the Phillipstown vegan night markets.
It's definitely turning. It's unusual to find a place that doesn't have vegan options anymore, whereas when I was vegan 8 years ago for the first time, it was actually the other way around. You know, it was hard to find a place that definitely had vegan options.
The turnout is bigger and better than ever.
We typically have about 25 or so stall holders and around 400 people throughout the door each night.
With positive feedback and attendance from stall holders and patrons alike.
Coconut base mango and then coconut base nutberry. Well, I've never been before and I had heard from a friend that it was pretty good, so I thought I'd check it out.
People are just really open to trying new things. Like anything like this is a really good way just to put it out there.
Because Christchurch is vegan capital of New Zealand.
People are learning more about the lifestyle and have different reasons for coming.
You get people who are interested in it for health reasons, and other people who are interested in it for ethics, and other people who are interested in it just as a means of environmental conservation.
The organisers work hard to reduce waste and stick with the clean, green, vegan message.
We provide dishes and we wash dishes throughout the night and return them and so on. So every dish we wash is a container saved from landfill.
With only 30 minutes to go, the vegan market is almost completely sold out of food, with organisers saying this is the standard for their monthly gatherings, and share one final message. Put down the steak knives and invest in a healthier future for our planet. Safia Mithawillage, Metro News.
Q Cut. EFI Akine coming up next.
Roll B, audio
3D
under.
printing provides hope for our struggling construction sector.
Next.
And a new climate school opens in the heart of the red zone.
Push audio.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool, we're on a 3-minute break.
Oh yeah, so I because I had my audio cut off.
Daniel.
So it's all clear. Yeah, it's all fine. Okay, good.
We will.
Daniel,
you could hear it, Harper?
We're going with 9 seconds under.
9 seconds under.
So keep everything.
Keep everything. So that would, what was the timing for that one?
Oh. What was that, sorry?
I got 11:36.
Before I cut it, so I'm cutting it after 3.
Oh, that's okay.
Like a mum.
Drink up.
Drink your water.
Well, Kate said she liked it, so I just keep doing it. I could stop, but...
Speaking clearly.
Yeah, listening. Brilliant, thank you.
Director to sound. Can I talk to Caitlin? She should be able to hear me. Okay, I'll just check. Hey Caitlin, this is Kate. Just letting you know that we are a minute and a half away from you.
Is it new story? Oh yeah, did you get that pic? No. It's not on VT, so it ain't going out to air. So it's just going to be an intro, then straight into the intro, and then we did a trailer like 3 seconds ago. Okay, so we just asked them to come back to camera, get some sports games, just up there, straight into the box.
Bless you. Have we been in touch with Nathan? You were good?
Yes. 1 minute till studio, stand by BTV with the stings.
Hey Caitlin, we are 1 minute away from
I
you
don't know why,
now.
but I can't wait to see what my heart rate is after this. The heart rate is through my show reel.
Yay.
Thanks Harper, I heard that one.
$30 seconds till studio, stand by BTV with the sting.
Yeah, 30 seconds to you now, Caitlin. Be
15
online.
seconds, stand by, ready, BTV with the sting. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, Stand by life
No Mai Anor,
Pretty
welcome
boxes.
back. The grim reality of climate change is setting in, and for children it can be hard working
Stand by,
out what to
Caitlin.
do. Now, a special school is up and running in the Red Zone, and its focus is making the future more sustainable. Caitlin Clark is covering the
Caitlin.
story and joins us now.
Really live.
Caitlin.
Vicky Buck is a
Last
name
word,
that
it's
name
kind in
recognised.
Australasia.
Christchurch's
Stand by,
former
BT.
mayor says
Visit.
it wasn't hard to
Really
convince
A.
council to give a project the go-ahead. The campus is a collaborative space. It's about teachers and students taking collective action. And according to Vicky, the project is the first of its kind in Australasia.
Roll and take. This video is 1 minute 53
This
seconds.
oasis
Coming to
is
live
a
after
school
this.
like no
Directed at floor
other.
manager.
From the rubble of the earthquake, a climate action
just reminding
initiative
you
is emerging.
of Mel taking
Cantabrians
her
are
cue
crusading
of
to tackle
Caitlin's
what's
last
been
words,
labelled
and
the
they are
most
eventually
fundamental
university students.
crisis of our time,
Eventually university
building the
students
very
who've got
first
there.
climate action campus right here in Christchurch.
That was
Located
great,
on the
Caitlin.
Red
We're a
Zone
minute
on
and a half away
Avonside
from you.
and available to 9 primary and secondary schools, the space will be used for things such as beekeeping, business startups and research.
So the point of this is to make it easy for students, teachers, anybody to take action on climate change. We're the last generation that can actually make anything happen. So if you're alive now, you've got a very special responsibility.
As global temperatures rise, so does the pressure on the next generation.
Climate change has been
1 minute till live cross.
No,
Stand by, D4.
good.
Students are encouraged to choose your own projects.
They can grow things, they can propagate things, they can harvest things, they're all harvesting things.
The point of the campus is that they can do whatever in whatever fields.
The pajamas here are humongous, they're like that big. No, they're that.
This new environment fosters a new way of thinking.
For me, it's about hope that kids have in hope for their futures.
The learning that they're taking away from here and just the love
30
for the
seconds till
planet and
live
the love
cross.
for their
Stand
own
by,
systems
D5. 30
is
seconds to now, Caitlin.
so valuable.
Getting your hands dirty is one way to confront a bleak outlook.
That whole feeling of climate angst that you've stolen our future.
15 seconds. Last words.
What's the
Solid
point of
roadmap for the
anything?
future.
A
Really
key
live.
thing that you can do to
Stand by,
mitigate that
Caitlin.
or
9,
to lessen it
8,
is action.
7.
On the weak foundation of the Red Zone comes a solid roadmap for the future.
Cut.
This is all happening at the former Linwood
Cutting our
College
videos,
site, and big plans lie ahead. They'll be fixing up the old classrooms and using them for lessons relating
Last
to
words,
climate
eventually
change.
university
And
students.
importantly, as they expand, the space will be welcome to all schools and eventually university students as well.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Cut.
Still on the topic of climate change,
Yeah,
Willowbank is
yeah,
also targeting children, teaching them to care for our flora and fauna. As Georgie Hannafin finds out, it's all about protecting their future.
Roll and take. This video is 1 minute 43
The Amazon
seconds.
rainforest
Coming to camera 3 after
in the
this.
last half century
Thanks,
it's
Caitlin,
shrunk
that
by
was
the size
great.
of nearly 7 New Zealands. That's all happened in Willowbank General Manager Kirsty Willis's lifetime. One reason why she's on a mission to get kids caring about conservation.
Conservation is about keeping our planet to be a place where people want to live and animals want to live and everybody can live safely and healthily.
Kirsty and the team at Willowbank are passionate about preserving Papatūānuku.
At Willowbank we're always choosing, if we needed to replace a product, what doesn't use plastic, what would be better that can be recycled or can be composted.
Willowbank is home to dozens of bird species, including 8 threatened ones of our own, as well as common farm animals and many rare and endangered creatures from here and overseas. This includes zebu cattle from the Indian subcontinent and from Aotearoa, the Arapawa island goat and Kunikuni pigs.
It's really important that they're here in captivity so we can help boost their numbers.
Both Willowbank and DOC have many initiatives available to kids wanting to care about conservation. They both say looking after New Zealand's local flora and fauna is vital in making sure that future generations have access to the same fantastic New Zealand views that we did.
It's just making these little choices and sometimes these little decisions are something that can make a big impact.
The message to kids being we need to listen to Papatūānuku telling us we otter care. Georgie Hannafin, Metro News.
The answer to the country's housing crisis could be right here in Ōtautahi.
Students at Ara Institute of Canterbury are using 3D printers to help build the world around them. Ben Eulis has more.
Roll and take. This VT is 1 minute 52 seconds.
The addition of these 3D printers at ARA means a promising future for tomorrow's engineers.
It's not one that's necessarily been explored that often in polytechs around the country or in universities. We want to be able to deal with those new technologies that are out there, new materials that are out there.
Virtually anything can be made using a simple printer, with entry-level machines selling for as little as $200.
It's getting easier and easier. We can actually do everything inside it from resin, we can do it from PLA, we can now even print from the concrete.
We need houses, and New Zealand is currently facing a shortage of qualified builders. The solution, however, could be as simple as this.
Yeah, I think it would be as easy
1 minute
as
to studio, stand by, VT.
Printing out a house will also be faster, and homes more affordable.
Ones that I have seen are taking between 5 and 7 days. This ends up taking being like for a 3-bedroom home. The time to end up taking in building a house goes down. The materials are the same materials that we use today.
The medical field can benefit from this technology as well.
One of the areas that end up being important these days are things like prosthesis. Even the University of Otago is now printing bone. They end up taking and using the ability to print the scaffolding associated with the bone and then actually have the bone grow on that scaffolding.
And it means a boost for the Kiwi economy.
We could actually end up producing these products here in New Zealand.
Just as the turn of the 19th century brought upon the last industrial revolution, we are now at the forefront of a new technological age. Cleaner, simpler, better for everyone. Ben Eulis, Metro News.
Shake out your red and black winter woolies. The Crusaders are up against the Queensland Reds once again in the Super Rugby quarterfinals tonight. Last week, our boys smashed the Aussies by 28 points to 15. As the Crusaders make the semi-finals, it's still unclear whether that too will be a home game.
With the Commonwealth Games just 2 months away, a judo power couple are practicing their best moves. It's been 8 years since they last competed, but as Thomas Rice reports, the husband and wife duo are fighting for gold.
Roll and take.
It's been 8 years since the judo couple competed at the Commonwealth Games. Now they're putting in the work to replicate their success.
So I'm thinking maybe, and so it's getting really intense. So we've just had a
cut out the mold,
and so now the hard stuff starting.
The husband and wife currently run Premier Equipped Judo in Bromley, where they're throwing their knowledge to the next generation.
And my biggest aspiration and my biggest dream is that these guys make influence look like massively fun stuff.
At the games in Glasgow, Moira lost in the final. A role she wants to
I was like, this is a cannon for dead roll in 9, 8, 7,
being the only person I had lost my phone on the podium, so I definitely want to aim for gold.
New Zealand have been successful in the past few Commonwealth Games, picking up 6th in the overall medal tally in 2014 and 5th in 2018. Moira and Jason will be hoping to pick up medals in the judo event, something that hasn't happened since the pair won bronze and silver in Glasgow 8 years ago. This will be Moira's first games after the birth of her child, and she's feeling at her best.
After giving birth, it was definitely challenging to come back with the body and taking the knocks and stuff like that, but this time I feel really prepared.
Jason plans to put it all on the line in his final competition.
If there's no stone unturned, I'm pretty much putting in all the effort I need to.
15 seconds last words, Thomas Rice, Metro News. Ready, hurry.
I'm capable of doing whatever.
The country will be watching as the duo hit the mats in Birmingham in 2 months' time. Thomas Rice, Metro News.
And now for the weather. It was a wet start this morning, clearing up during the day and reaching a high of 12. Tonight the temperatures drop further, with an overnight low of 1. Tonight will be a fine start to your weekend, a slightly better day, but 12 is once again the high. That's all for Metro News tonight.
15 seconds to commercials.
For those stories and more, head over to our website, metronews.co.nz, or head to our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. For Melania Watson, aho.
For Emily Ansel, aho. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next year. Ka kite anō.
Next, push audio. Ready, B. Next. Ready, black.
Oh, what? Oh, that's sweet, isn't it? There's not been much
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well done. Yeah.